if you've never watched one of her 1 billion view videos from the pickup line, this is, again, the great Carol Ann Miljavic, everybody.
2 in a row.
Carol Ann Miljavic, for people that don't know, best-selling author, national headline comedian, over 1 billion views online, one of the funniest human beings on earth. Fantastic, Carol Ann. Thank you for coming. And
you're welcome.
One of my buddies, a long time now, a guy, I got to tell you, I've been a huge admirer of your work from afar.
Man.
You are one of the people that is the driving force behind the success of the absolute rocket ship, a top 10 podcast in the world in its niche, Bussin With the Boys, JP Hovey here. I don't know what the JP stands for, but I don't know what JD Vance stands for
you
either.
Take a guess?
Huh?
You take a guess?
John Patrick.
Joseph Paul.
Joseph Paul. I got the wrong Saints.
Born on Christmas.
Born on Christmas?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
How about that? The holiest of holies himself, JP Hove. The Hove. Young Hove is in the building.
Bro, I'm honored.
Dude,
I'm honored to be on Gerard versus Evil.
Oh, dude, I'm so stoked to have you. And a lot of people have no idea. Like, even people that have been following me for years, they have no idea how much goes into this podcast.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks, oh, you should just start a podcast. And I'm just like, yeah, you should do it. Go for it. And everybody has no concept of how much work this actually is. And you're one of the guys that is the driving force, both physically, technically, and creatively, behind one of the most popular podcasts in the world.
Yeah, man. It's not. Somebody called me today when I'm at the gym because we have this week off from work post Super Bowl. But he's like, man, you have the week off from living the dream. I'm like, you like want to gas it up for them.
Yeah.
Because you want them to think like you are living the dream and everything. And it is a dream, but the work is insane. And I was employee number 1, full-time employee number 1 for Bussin. So in year 1, dude, like 3 months into it, I was wanting to quit because it was so much work. Like at one time, I worked 29 straight days, like in a city that I only knew like a couple people, and it was just brutal. Luckily, saw the long-term vision, but the work is no joke behind it, and it's not just like a dream job. It is a dream, but like
But you're working the dream. You're not living it. You're working it.
Exactly.
Our great producer for Slick and Thick and the first producer for Gerard vs. Evil, Christian Perello, fantastic dude. But I used to mess with him because he would work so much. People come in and be nice to him. I'd be like, hey, don't be nice to the slave.
Not yet.
Don't be nice to the slave. We don't want him thinking he's a human, okay? Like, he's got work to do. So that's the joke, is the mentality here with these guys is they get there early, they stay late, they're the ones that are doing the research, they're booking, they're the star has a great idea, and it's like, oh, I got this awesome idea. And the thing that goes, and I started as a producer, and I started as an associate producer after I was somebody who thought they were something, and I was a minor league baseball player, I was a fighter, I'm doing something, I was in farmer shows, I worked for the governor, and it was like, yeah, okay, he needs coffee. And by the way, don't look Wendy Williams directly in the eye or you're fired.
So you're not in front of the camera.
No, I'm trying to work my way out there,
You
and
wanna-
they do show me love, and like I'm moving into a little bit of a third mic ish, but
You're there, Jamie.
I'm there, Jamie.
You're there, Jamie.
Pull it up.
Yeah, you're Jamie. Pull it up. Everybody loves you. You've got a big following. You're a big part of the show. You're a big part of the brand. But I do want to take a couple minutes here at the beginning of the pod to try to really explain to people that these are the people that make it happen, man. This is the people that are you're the sous chef. You're the mechanic. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're the crew pit. You're all that stuff, man. And again, for a podcast to go effectively, there is nothing worse. Nothing on earth. I mean, ask Mickey. He almost killed one of our producers, and I had to step in. Me had to step in and be the voice of reason, and be like, "Don't murder this man. We'll fire him instead." And it's just something as simple as, "Hey, we weren't recording. We didn't check the sound."
Right.
There's a million different things that can go wrong, and we get one take at this thing. And it's either magic or it's not. And if something's wrong, and it's like, guys, we need to reset. I'm so sorry. The audio wasn't running. It's never the same. And then you got to sit there for the whole 60 minutes as we try to do it again, knowing you're getting fired after, right? Like it's an excruciating. It's a very, very, very difficult job.
How many have you had?
Producers?
Yeah.
7 or 8.
Which kind of speaks to what you're saying too.
Yeah.
It's like it's so hard to find a good employee.
They're
anywhere.
hard. Very difficult.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
I've been with Bussin in May will be 4 years.
So has this podcast been like? When did it hit like big?
They started in 2019,
Okay.
And then, so I joined 2021, and both of them were current NFL players. Since then, they've both retired. So I got there while they were both
Taylor
still playing.
officially retired?
Not officially.
Has he officially retired?
Not officially, because there's a lawsuit.
Oh,
but
so Ozempic Taylor's not going to come back as a tight end.
Ozempic Taylor does not have it in him. In the G, we got to talk about his pants. I'm trying to get him out of these pants he's been wearing.
What is he wearing?
He's starting to sit cross-legged, and it's just he's like a 6'7".
Yeah.
When he was playing football, 6'7", 310, 315. Now he's 6'7", like 255, and he's
crossing his legs.
He's crossing his legs.
So what does that mean? All of his junk is coming, or what?
No, it's just not the look.
He's very LA. He's very LA.
He's not even wearing pants right now.
That's what we prefer, though.
Yeah.
45% female audience.
Yeah.
So the Bussin' With the Boys, it's what everybody thinks their podcast is going to be. It's just two dudes who get together. They're going to have a lot of fun. Taylor was, an absolute star in the NFL, a Pro Bowl left tackle, a top 10 draft pick. Will Compton is your scrappy, lunch pail, undrafted out of Nebraska. Made his way
from Bonne Terre, Missouri, if you know where that is.
No.
Exactly.
Is it close to St. Joe?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
and everybody has, and they bring on great guests, and because they were current NFL players, their guests were very open and honest with them in ways that they weren't with traditional media. So you had, I feel like, a 2-year run there.
Yeah.
Where you were must-see TV. When you had Vrabel on, when, you guys, I wish you were a little harder on Ryan Clark than you were. You guys just one after the other, talking about things everybody knew existed, the white-black dynamic within an NFL locker room, Will Compton coming out with his all-white team, that it's like, could they compete against the all-black team? And everybody being like, how could they talk about this? And us being former athletes, like, this is what we talk about. And this is why athletes all get along with each other. That's why, during the whole, the
Locker
upheaval.
Exactly.
Great. It was a lot worse
Everyone
than grab her by
wants
the
to hear
hoo-ha,
it.
bro.
Yeah.
It's, and it was, and you guys really hit on something, because Will specifically, and I'm obviously a Will Compton stan.
Right.
He had the courage to just be authentic, just be real, and say, look, this is how it really is. This is what we really talk. There's not an inch of hate in my heart, but this is what we talk about. And everybody was authentic and real on that show in a way that they weren't in any other place. Now comes the boom. I feel like you guys have lost some of that. I feel like you guys have gotten a little more corporate, a little more controlled. I don't know. I feel like maybe your guests are a little more. I don't know. I don't know when it happened, but I thought the Jeffree Star. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And it was a very bold and courageous move to do. I think Trump was fantastic. But I wonder if you guys have reached a certain level of success that people aren't listening to the comments too much, and you're not getting so much external feedback that you're forgetting what made you guys so great.
Right.
And it was just that authenticity.
Yeah.
And everybody felt like, fuck, dude, what I want to do to have a beer with those boys.
Right.
Yeah,
I would say that definitely did happen over the last, I think recently we've kind of got back to it, like within the last probably 4 to 5 months. But I think one of the issues was like learning when to say no and figuring out exactly preaching to our tier 1 audience. And it's like when all these names can get thrown at you, it's like they're cool names that we're all into, but you're not really thinking too much. You're like, you're thinking more selfishly of just like, oh man, I really want to meet whatever guests you want to put in here. Like it was when we got into the political world is when I think people started looking at it under the microscope. So when RFK comes on, we're stoked. We would do RFK again because he was a good time hang. And then, you follow up a few months later with Trump, then those people start coming in too. And then everybody in the building is kind of like, we don't want to kind of piss off either side, even though we know we have our beliefs. Everyone has their beliefs. But it kind of just got us a little bit jumbled up and we also made some moves internally that I think have set us back on our right path. And now it's out there that we're going independent in March from Barstool. which now everything, like I said, independent. Will is going to have a whole lot more. Barstool gave a lot of freedom, but now he gets to really grow like a Bussin network.
Yeah.
Which he's stoked on.
Why do you think you guys have moved on from Barstool? And why? Well, let's answer that one first, and then there'll be a much more difficult follow-up after that.
Truly, the money was like double.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Dave even said it. Dave's on record, like they got a deal they couldn't pass up. And so that's from a presenting sponsor. Then obviously they still have the room to do all the other sponsors as well, all the associate ones. But the deal was huge. And then it will also just give us some more access into different like sports or events, like that Barstool. People just have their view on Barstool that they're like, okay, this content might not be good for us. Whether it's like NFL team, it's like, hey, we really want to come to whoever it is.
Portnoy and Goodell are still at serious odds with each other, right?
So that makes it difficult. And so leaving, we're going to have hopefully more opportunities to get in some of these doors.
Do you watch any Barstool at all? Call Her Daddy, anything? Are you familiar with the Barstool universe?
No, as a matter of fact, I'm sitting here just thinking my husband's going to be probably pissed at me for being in this room and having no clue what's like. He's going to be like, "Are you kidding me?"
So, but that's very interesting to me because I know Portnoy did everything like possible, to try to engage female audiences, probably at the detriment of his male. He honestly lost me. Before Bussin' With the Boys, I had kind of like I was done with Barstool for a while. I was like Barstool in the beginning. So Barstool was kind of this revolutionarily irrelevant, not irrelevant. Counter to ESPN becoming very corporate. Kind of what Joe Rogan became for the news and current events in that alternative space, Barstool became that for sports. So for guys like me, Josh, that grew up on SportsCenter being comedy and sports highlights and funny, when ESPN turned into, like daytime talk television and basically CNN debate, style, like I had nothing to watch anymore. I was like, this is horrible. I don't care about, the DEI politics of the Washington Wizards. Like I don't like, just show me the dunk and say something funny. Like keep it simple.
And that's all I knew of Barstool. Like I knew that he ate pizza. Like that's all I knew about.
That's what a lot of people just know him for.
I just knew that he watched.
That's the pizza guy when you're
I liked watching him try the pizza and people come by and all the drama that could ensue.
I mean, the audacity. I mean, I guess you need this audacity to start $1 billion company off of a newsletter. But the audacity of this dude who's never cooked a pizza in his life, has never played a sport, to comment on professional pizza cookers and athletes and rate them. I mean, imagine the balls as a person. The absolute 95% of your cells in your body have to be pure fucking audacity to walk into a pizzeria in New Jersey and tell that guy what he's doing wrong with his fucking pizza. You know?
He kind of like he does this thing with his mouth that my husband does, like where your tongue kind of like always. You know what I'm talking about? Like
one bite, everybody knows the rules.
No, but when you do it, like it's like it says to me, you know what tastes good, you know?
Oh yeah.
So that's why I figured he knew what he was talking about.
I
didn't know that it was anything other than that, though.
I think
didn't really.
Dave Portnoy knows how to create attention, to harvest attention out of nothing.
Yeah.
Better than anybody that's ever been on the internet ever. The guy can talk about that red button right there and feign so much indignation that he'll start a 1,000 thread argument in the comments. He
rage
knows,
baits.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely rage bait for sure. He's Davey Page views. He's the king of the page view. But now I don't want to get you in trouble here.
Yeah.
There's also a very clear from the outside looking in insecurity to him, where all of his best talent leaves. None of his best talent stays. Patty McAfee, gone. It does. He identifies talent and he can build talent, but either he has no interest in keeping talent or a part of him is happy to see the talent go because there's only one head that can wear the crown.
So what was Barstool built off of, though? So
a newspaper.
Yeah, gambling.
Was the first thing.
Gambling when it was illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And chicks and comedy. talking about sports from
two of those three things I am, and I don't know why.
But you've heard of Call Her Daddy, right?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. Not like I couldn't even tell. I've never listened to an episode.
Yeah, I can't really see
There's
you-
been some controversy, I know.
With Kamala Harris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they
That's all I
just
know.
robbed the Kamala Harris campaign of what was it, $1 million, some shit.
Crazy.
I didn't listen to the episode though.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
Literally
Yeah.
nobody did. Yeah, but I mean, look.
Yeah.
By the time this airs, you're going to be out of Barstool, right? So
There you go.
Oh, no wonder. Okay. I was
Yeah.
like, gosh.
Caleb Presley, gone.
Yeah.
Patty Mack, gone. Not that I'm a Michael Rappaport fan, but lasted a week.
Right.
Bussin' With the Boys. This is a Barstool product. Build it. You guys are, as far as I'm concerned, you're a premier.
Yeah.
Gone. Like,
Yeah.
at some point, it becomes a pattern, becomes a model, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah, I think for Dave, because Barstool is a lot bigger than people do realize with the amount of employees in the company, and the offers that came into Caleb, offers that came to Pat are truly offers that, unless he takes out of his personal, which he could, he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars, but the company doesn't make enough money to keep these big guys that are getting poached from gambling companies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's absurd. And they're numbers that the numbers that Caleb is signing for, the numbers that Pat McAfee, the deals he does with FanDuel, is Barstool can never touch it.
yeah. And I think, and you can speak to this more, but I think Dave also thinks, fuck it, I'll build another Caleb.
Exactly.
I'll build another, and that's his model.
Right. And he loves that, because he's a competitive dude. And that's a great way to do it, of just all right, I don't need you, Pat. I don't need you. The next guy will come and I'll boost that next guy up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, I don't think, we have a great relationship with Dave. And I know for a fact Pat and Dave do get along.
Mm-hmm.
The other guys I'm not too sure about. I know him and Caleb, they were in it from day one together. And their contract stuff, I can only imagine how that was going down.
Mm-hmm.
But Will and Dave, they're super close. And it was hard. Will wanted to stay. Taylor wanted to stay, but it's just the money talks.
Time to do it. So what can the fans expect to be different now that you guys are on your own with Bussin'?
Truly, the only thing that will be different is the access we have to events. So we'll get way more behind-the-scenes footage at whether it be NBA teams, NFL teams, because all of these companies are involved in all these different sports. So,
And you're doing sports specific. You don't want to get into culture at all. You guys aren't. You're going to be sports specific with
no,
Bussin'?
we'll we'll keep doing all the same stuff. So we'll keep having comedians on. We'll keep having whoever it is out there that's in the public eye. We're down to have on.
Well, that's the whole thing. When you got the backlash about RFK, when you got the backlash about Trump, it's like if you have a chance to talk to somebody running for president of the United States,
you do it.
How do you not do it?
And
let it be known right now, Barack, you want to come on here?
Yeah.
Open invitation. Kamala, you want to come on Gerard versus Evil? I've got the whiskey, dude. We can pop whatever bottles you want. It'll make it worth your while.
Dude,
whatever you want.
And it's crazy because after Trump, we were like, man, if we could get Kamala Harris on the podcast, we would be the only podcast with all three
It'd be monstrous.
presidential candidates. And of course, we did our best to get the offer out to her, and we never hear anything
That's
back,
how she lost the election.
big time.
She lost the election by refusing to engage in the podcast community.
Which is
And the whole
wild
thing,
to me.
now the guy came out, I don't know if you saw that, he was like, Rogan's a liar. We tried so many times to get on Rogan, and Rogan's like, I have emails. I could just post the emails.
Dude.
Where they're like, this date doesn't work. He's like, we could do this date, doesn't work. And then he finally sent it, was like, look, you can do any of these dates, you can't do this date. I got to do the Topuria fight. And they come back and they were like, the only date we could do is that date at 8 p.m. And he's like, I told you there was one date I can't do. They were like, well, if you're not going to make time for us.
Dude, and the wildest thing is, I don't know if you saw the photo, and Kamala Harris posted a photo of her social media team, and it was 15 to 20 people. When we meet with Trump, he's got 3 people my age in their mid-20s with him.
Is that right?
And they're afterwards with the episode, RFK and Trump, they're like, hey, however you need to cut it to get your most views, do it.
No shit.
We don't need final say. We don't need any of it. Post it. I'm like, that's dope.
Wow.
So
has there ever been anybody you've had on the show that when the episode was done, they were like, look, we need to cut some stuff?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, like, it's usually never the guy, right? It's always like the PR team that just doesn't get it.
Ugh.
So I'm just like, nothing that truly sticks out that like made my life horrible.
Yeah.
Was that a controversial episode with Trump, or what would you say is your most controversial?
Definitely Trump. Yeah. Just because people, I mean, we all know how everybody feels about him, but right when he walks in the room.
Yeah, they elected him.
He just hits us with the, yeah, exactly.
Apparently we love him.
He just walks in the room. He just goes, what a handsome room. This is the most handsome room I've been in. We're like, yeah.
Was Taylor pumped? I know, obviously, Will doesn't really, his leanings are not exactly state secrets. Was Taylor nervous about that, or was he on board with that?
He was on board because Dana is the one that kind of set it all up, and Taylor and Dana are super close.
Yeah,
all their gambling, and they've met Trump a few times at UFC. So it was almost kind of like a matter of time.
I was gonna give you guys 5 minutes, but you're so cool.
I know. And he did tell, he's like, if I win the election, next podcast we do in the Oval Office.
No way.
Wow.
I'm like, man, that would be so cool.
Now, how do you send that email? Like, so I know you're kind of busy with Doge and everything, and but
I have this video clip of you saying,
but technically this is a contract. So,
dude, I know. We'll see if we would do it. I would love to go do it.
It would be so funny to see Taylor in a tux, with his that comes up to his calves while he's wearing Chuck Taylors
in the Oval Office.
But that's this whole Nashville vibe. Now you're a Florida boy, right?
Originally from South Carolina.
You're a South Carolina. Oh, that's right. The Gamecocks.
Gamecocks,
yeah. So you're a South Carolina boy. You were in Florida, and then you made your way. You came up. You went to Nashville for this job, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's with everybody dressing like some form of Shane Gillis meets gay cowboy here in Nashville now? What's that all about?
It's fully Austin.
It's fully Austin.
the Shane Gillis movement mixed in with the Austin crowd is in Nashville, and the real estate prices show.
That's right. What do you now? You guys have had Gillis on. You guys have done the Beer Olympics. You guys have kind of crossed over to that kind of what we were talking about, what Barstool originally was, where it was comedy, culture, sports. Now when you guys are doing your Bussin With the Boys network, can we expect is Shane Gillis going to be on the network? Is there who you bringing with
that
you?
What do we dream so far? And truly, full transparency, nobody is signed, but there's a few ex-football players because a lot of football guys live in Nashville.
Yep,
a lot of dudes that have retired, so they want to bring them in and just have them start other shows. Signing Shane would be insane, but we probably don't have the money. They'd have to give him a large piece of equity, and even then, I don't see Shane doing it. But yeah, because Steve Byrne here in Nashville, he's like the best guy ever.
Yeah, Steve's real cool,
and I could see them maybe getting up with him and like, hey, if we want to get into the comedy world, maybe you could funnel us some of these younger up and coming guys. Try to give people a platform and everything. We'll also be getting more into the music industry. I know that's a hope. Like,
love to hear that.
Because like the tiny desk sessions,
absolutely.
We tried our own like bus stop sessions, and it was cool, but we don't know anything about the industry. The guys that Brad and Chase brought us, dude, season 2, we had Lainey Wilson, Jelly Roll, Breland, like all these people that became stars within the next 2 to 3 years.
What's Lainey Wilson look like in person?
Exactly what you'd want her to look like in person. Dude, she was awesome.
She knows what she's doing with those pants.
She was awesome, man. Like, everything you see about her on all these different podcasts is like so true and so real.
Really? I love to hear that because I saw Lauren Elena when she was opening for Martina McBride.
Oh my gosh, this
fresh off American Idol,
dude. This was the most insincere human being I've ever seen on stage. As somebody that's on stage for a living, she's at Radio City Music Hall. All right, and it's in between. It's like right before or right after Thanksgiving, and I was bringing my ex to this concert that I wanted nothing to do with, but she loved Martina McBride. She toured around with them.
I was about to say, I was like, Gerard, was this a surprise concert? Like, you gotta come.
Yay, Martina! So we're there, and Martina couldn't sing. She was sick, and she was having a rough one the whole time. The whole thing was a nightmare from beginning to end. But the worst part of the night was this Lauren Elena chick who's singing, and she's got a great voice. And then she stops, and she goes on one of her diatribes in between the songs. Like, I'm just so happy to be here with y'all. Y'all don't know what we go through to be here. And, like, right now, I'm missing my little cousin's birthday to be here with y'all. And she's doing these crocodile tears about her little cousin's birthday while she's playing Radio City Music Hall. And she's talking about, y'all don't know what we go through to be here. And I'm sitting here like, I know I went through $250 to be here, you bastard. And then she goes, I swear to God.
And he hates her.
I swear to God, she broke into a country version of, all right, that's enough of that. Let's have some fun, y'all. And then she did a country version of Baby Got Back after that. And I was like, I looked at my girl. I knew in that moment, at that moment, I was breaking up with that girl I brought. At that moment, the fact that she would even like anything like this, I was like, this is never going to work. This is never going to work. I'm an idiot.
Are you a Lauren Elena fan?
No.
Okay. I didn't know if he was just slandering and we had a secret fan in the room.
No, what's wild is I'm so out of the pop culture loop.
Yeah.
I'm so not probably your typical demographic. I'm a mom. I have 4 kids. That's what I do. And then occasionally I do shows, you know.
What are you going to do to get the mother of 4 demographic, JP?
You let us know. We need to get some more guests on.
I'm the mom that when the award shows are on and you've got all the acts coming out, I have no idea who they are. I don't know what they're singing. I will say
nobody does. They're all paid for by USAID. We learned that.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about the song. But just watching it, I was like, I didn't understand why everyone was so mad about it, because I saw Red, White, and Blue, and I thought he was calling out pedophiles. So I was like, this is a good thing, right? Isn't it? Then when he's like, Drake, was that not like, I thought everyone was mad about it.
Right. It's funny you say that, because one person we were watching with, in the back, he just goes, wait, Drake and Kendrick Lamar have beef?
No.
Oh, he was not trolling.
No.
No, but I didn't know that either. I don't know anything. I have no idea what's going on.
I just wish there was an AI version of my grandfather still around, so I could just look at my AI ghost grandfather and they'd be like, "Hey, Grandpa, what do you think of this? What do you think of this halftime show, Grandpa?" Who was born in the 20s at a completely different time.
He give you the Clint Eastwood like growl, or the Clint Eastwood growl.
He wouldn't be a growl. It would be like a Gran Torino Clint Eastwood that I'd have to make sure nobody else can hear.
Well, people went into the whole it's another demonic display, which I'm actually down with. I'll put my tinfoil hat on for that. I'm down with that to an extent. But I was like, I thought this was a good thing. I thought he was like doing the thing where he's calling everyone out. So I don't know.
My only takeaway from it is that Kendrick Lamar is 4'6". How can Drake allow himself to be bullied by a midget? Like,
and
that's
flare
like,
jeans.
That's like
hugging flare jeans that I wore in my senior year in high school.
How did Drake let Black Danny DeVito in bell bottoms end his career?
Dude, the first thing you got to do if you're Drake is call like a face-to-face meeting.
You have to.
And then you're done. It's over from there.
You have to be like, you know what? $1 billion one-on-one basketball.
Right.
1st to 11 right now.
It doesn't matter. He's having the time of his life calling Drake out right now.
Dude, he's like,
so happy.
He's like
giddy.
Yeah, what he is he's like that bully that's
and
like
then Serena
5
down
foot
there.
Like
now, what?
Now, dude, Stephen A. Smith brought up that Serena. So he said he would divorce Serena on the spot. Because Serena and Drake dated, which is why that was like a meta thing for her to come out. And then a lot of people were upset because apparently Serena's older sister was killed in a gang shooting, and she's crip walking. I don't care about all that. Like, you know what? Go do your thing. Like, you know, there's people out there that are really mad about that are hanging a Slava Ukraine sticker. So like, you know, you pick your battles. But I didn't know that Drake was her.
Dude, neither did I.
Her ex.
I had no idea they did.
To which point I would probably, I can't believe I'm going to say this. I have to agree with Stephen A. Smith. If you are my wife and you go out there and you dance like on your ex's grave type of a deal, it's like,
right, like you still got feelings for him.
You don't think that he approved that?
I don't think
so.
Serena Williams' husband gets to say anything about anything ever.
Yeah, she's super muscular.
She is,
and he's a tech bro. She married like the original owner or developer of Reddit. I think. Yeah,
which is wild.
Reddit was something back in the day. Now it's horrible.
Yeah,
isn't Reddit okay? See, I don't even know. Isn't Reddit just where everyone goes to like shit on people and then everyone joins in?
Oh, I call that X.
Oh, is that what?
But Reddit's like those. It's like chat rooms when we were kids. It's all these like subreddits where people
But
go.
it seems like it's just like bad reviews.
Oh, it's the
of
worst
things,
people on
basically.
earth. It's the worst human beings on earth.
And I Googled myself, or you don't say Googled yourself on
You
Reddit.
Reddited yourself?
I Reddited myself, and I just found one thread, and that's it. So I was like, okay, I'm not famous enough yet.
Oh, no.
I got to keep grinding.
I gotta
get
rage
on Reddit.
bait or something. I gotta get out of this house.
The only when I was on the PBD pod, we'd be on Reddit a lot.
Yeah.
It was,
prime suspect for Reddit.
Wasn't great. We had a Brendan Schaub
The
episode
podcast
that was
or you
not great.
specifically?
Huh?
Like the Reddit about the podcast or about you?
It's about the podcast.
Gerard
but
thread on Reddit?
Was there?
They found there was. I gave them a lot of ammo. Like it was about the podcast, but I don't think Reddit liked me very much.
Dude.
How are y'all doing on Reddit?
We honestly, I stay away from Reddit.
That's the way right there.
Yeah.
The worst thing you could ever do is admit
Just
that you're
don't go.
ever on there, and then
Right.
the fucking trolls are watching this like.
The most we do in that realm is like if we have like a Trump interview, is just go on Twitter and type in like Trump bussin' and see what's being said.
You do though. You do check
for fun.
We
we view Twitter as just like a full out like playground. Like anything that's said goes, and like none of us have ever been truly affected by Twitter other than like playing into it.
Because bussin', like according to my teenagers, means really good, right?
Yeah.
And
Bussin' with the boys.
So you had Trump's name next to bussin'. That's very controversial.
Yeah.
They know where you stand now.
No, it's just like when Will
in the winner's circle.
Well, they reached out, like the Washington Post reached out to Will for comment about the Trump interview or whatever, and then he films that video where he's like
great.
talking, and then he just farts into the camera like, "Here's your comment."
Here's my comment about why I thought it was amusing.
That right there is the power that all these people have, and they don't even realize.
Yeah.
Like everyone that lets themselves just get torn down by all the media is like, man, you fully are in control of.
JP,
like,
that is such a great point, man, because that reaching out for comment was nothing more than bullying them.
Exactly.
It was nothing more than, hey, we've seen this, and now we're coming for you.
Right.
Because like, what? Okay, is my comment gonna direct this article that's due in 1 hour?
Right.
We're reaching out for comment. You have 16 minutes to reply. Okay. Yeah.
Bet.
Good luck.
Only takes me 5 to get a fart.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
That's why I love this like silly wave of I just don't care.
Exactly.
You know, like we're past the PC stuff and now it's just silly.
Right.
And it almost seems like the people who have been on the receiving end of most of the hate, if you're honest about what you think or where you stand on things, are being able to just be goofy and really not care anymore. Like,
because if you know if you're a good person, like it's so much freedom.
Yes.
You're like trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
It's like,
I call it Revenge of the Nerds. We've been living through the Revenge of the Nerds. And just this angry purity test. Nothing is ever good enough. I think the reason I'll just be honest, I was ahead of the curve on all this shit was because I don't have a ounce of white guilt in my body, and I don't give a shit what other people think. So when everybody was like, you shouldn't say that, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to say it more, now louder. Like, clearly, you don't get to tell me that.
Right.
And then, it's like you're canceled. And I'll be like, oh, no, I'm canceled. Fuck, they told me I'm canceled. What does that mean? Oh, absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
It means, what it means is that digitally I'm in detention.
Right.
My social media is completely shot. I can't grow. We were talking about before, my engagement's through the roof, but my numbers aren't anywhere. So I love my fans and my followers. You guys are actively coming and searching me and sharing my stuff, and I can't thank you enough. But like that's all it is they completely,
Right.
but it's
so is the podcast going in that direction of just we're gonna be who we are and say what we're saying? It's just goofy and it's so unserious.
It's so unserious.
Yeah.
And that's so we don't ever really get caught up too much in it. And I would say it's a great part of working for Dave, under Dave for the last 4 years, because he is like the most uncancelable person
Barstool's
ever.
uncancelable.
And he just attacks every single thing that's said about him head on and pulls up the receipts. And it is like the guy, he just gets bigger because of it.
You got to fight back. You can't be a low-hanging fruit. You can't be an easy target. There's not a single person that's ever apologized in the media and been better for it.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse. Like, do you ever put out something that's just so goofy and silly? It's just funny, and then you have someone comment and they've taken it so serious.
Well, this is something that I've seen you
and you're
evolve
just
with.
like, I get it a lot.
When I first started with you would get negative comments and you'd be like, like pulling your hair out. Like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Well, because I'm typically a very defensive person, you
Right.
know, and so being on social media and being like that's tough. That's a tough thing, and that's a lot of growth that has to happen.
Yeah.
As a human being to be
Yeah.
able to not care, like genuinely not care, and you've helped me not care.
Yeah. You're not quite there yet. You're not farting into the camera yet.
Well,
but, we there's time.
There is plenty of time.
It was a
Tomorrow
queef,
night at
but-
Amy's.
Get out.
You just didn't know. No, but I think that is something that I want to do more of and interact in a way that, and I do this in the comment threads, like just troll them back for a bit, but it does
Right.
take a toll. It takes a toll
Yeah.
after a bit. So do you deal with that as a producer? Like, are
That's-
you handling social media stuff?
That's a great question. And also with that, like how much moderation do you guys do in your comment section?
Yeah, not a whole lot of moderation, but this is the best part about working, especially with Will, because he loves this type of stuff, is like we can take these comments and then I get to ideate with Will, like, hey, this would be the funniest way to clap back. And so, like,
how fun
he made
to just sit and think of ways to clap back
right.
at
So
people.
instead of like this panic, like, oh crap, how do we like cultivate a proper response and like how do we get rid of this comment? It's like, how do we amplify it and kind of bury this person?
Yeah.
So like there was a TikTok mom that Will put up this thing. He was like, you know, dads aren't getting enough credit. He's like, let me read y'all a little something. And he'd pulled out
great.
like his dad's stats over the weekend.
Yeah.
He was like 12 warmed up meals, 5 changed diapers, like, and rattled off this whole thing. And this TikTok mom was just unhinged. She was like, these men, they think
These
they do all,
men.
we carry this baby for 10 months. We go through all these things, yada, yada, yada. Like, going off on him. And in the comments, he's like, what should we do? I'm like, you know what we have to do. We have to troll.
Yeah.
And it has to end with a fart.
Well, because it's so stupid.
It's
because
so
you're
stupid.
clearly being humorous.
Right.
And if you were to break that down and make it serious, yeah, of course, mom's like, I get it. Hello.
Exactly.
But it's like these people who have zero sense of humor and just look for any reason to be triggered.
Right.
They're hard to ignore. So it's not, you want to make an example of them sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to you should feel stupid. You should feel stupid.
Right.
Because it was a joke.
And it all plays back into brand building. Like, it's helped the Bussin brand build because we go about things that way.
Yeah.
Because now it's like Bussin lore.
Well, I think it's remarkably important, and that's what you have to have the vision, the long-term vision to do
Right.
that, because it's important to lose followers
Yeah.
as much as it is to gain followers. The wrong followers will scare away a large batch. There may be 1 million fans that you're going to have,
Right.
but if you have the wrong 5,000 followers that you're trying to cater to, they're going to scare that 1 million away.
You got to trim the hedges every day.
You got to trim the hedges. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I say stuff all the time that, you know, and I say it knowing like I'm going to piss off liberal white women. And I'm like, I don't want that follower.
Right.
I don't want that person coming to my show. That person is a net negative for me. But then there'll be some Nazis that are like, oh, I have a warm nest over here. So then I got to be like, oh, yeah, you guys are
not you
fucking.
either.
Yeah, not you. Nope. Yeah, Nick Fuentes is a gay fed and you guys are all geeks. Get out of here, dude. Like, you know.
Well, what you're after is that middle ground people that you could sit with and
Right.
have like drinks with and just laugh all
100%.
night and have a good time and everyone can be their self
Yep.
and different.
Right.
And I
you
want
like
that
razzing
lurker.
each other. You want those people you can razz each other.
And I want that lurker, that person that isn't commenting, that you're talking about is reading those comments,
Yeah.
to then see me bullying those bullies, and hopefully then they feel empowered to be like, yeah, Nazis are geeks. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, nobody cares, Karen. Like, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I want to engender, and you talked about brand building, I want to
Right.
engender that environment where hopefully eventually my longtime fans and followers will start cleaning up that stuff for me.
Exactly.
And be like, you're in the wrong spot. You know, hit the bricks, nerd. Like and that's something you guys have really done. Just such the Bussin brand, and I know Barstool has its own, you know, cult, like it's a giant international digital frat.
Right.
But Bussin in particular, dude, you guys sell merch.
Yeah.
People love your merch. They wear your merch. Your merch is awesome, dude. The community that you have, they show up for you. They buy your products. That's why, more than anything else, obviously you have 2 NFL guys, that's a good start.
Right.
You have the Barstool brand, great, right?
Yeah.
You're not hurting for money, you've got some financial backing. Awesome. But a lot of people can have those things and not create the momentum that you guys have. And like you said, you were the first employee.
Right.
So the vision for what this has become, have you guys stumbled upon this, or is this something that you had from day one, like, we're going to build this community?
Yeah, I would say day one, it was always like a core value, as kind of laid back and as like Bussin feels. We do have like our core values that change each year. We're like, as the podcast grows, we create short-term and long-term goals. Like, we have a built-out business as well, instead of just showing up, hopping on the mic, cut your clips and roll.
Which is great because that's the way it feels.
Right.
You're creating the facade that it's just like, all right, turn it on.
Exactly. And so I think what really kind of everything blossomed into what it is now after I got there and we were able to start doing like our vlogs and showing all of our behind the scenes, because at first it's just like, all right, obviously your fan wants to see what happens when you go to hunt with Steve Ranella at Meat Eater. But your tier one fan, the guys that you really want riding with you, they want to see everything. So it's like, okay, maybe we need to start another behind the scenes show of just everything that happens at the bus. So I had that up. And so now it's like you have Bussin With the Boys, you have our travel vlogs, you have our behind the scenes show at the shop, and you have our gambling show.
Yeah.
Which is 4 things to sell to multiple sponsors. And you can create merch out of each of them if you wanted to. But every single one of them is directed towards that, like it's like 10% of your fans make up 90% of your revenue, like with your merch and everything and all that. So it's like,
is it even 10%?
That's just the one they use, like in all the different like books and crap. That's like, 10% of your customers make up whatever. But yeah, it's like the goal has always been to show the fan like as much of our lives as we can. And then it's just figuring out like the ways to do it.
How much attrition with that content do you run into? Meaning like when I post my political stuff, there's a certain audience that loves that.
Yeah.
That audience doesn't like my sketches or my stand-up. And then I have stand-up people that are like, oh, when are you performing? That my serious clips turn them off. So sometimes you get like a little bit nervous to post because you're like, is this going to be a positive or is this a net negative? Like, and then eventually for me anyway, it's just like, I don't care. Just post it. Like, I just got to get over it. Post it. It is what it is. And like, you've built your entire audience, millions of fans posting in one direction, creating content in one direction. Do you feel that is like, I have to stay in that lane, or do you feel like your audience gives you
I feel like my core audience, the ones I'm the most comfortable with, which I'm such a geriatric, it's Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but with like on Facebook, I can be my whole entire self, and they are there for it. They're there for every side of my life, whether it's stand-up, comedy, sketches, rants, or me being very serious and talking about my faith and sharing my story and that aspect, which are all so incredibly important to me. But it seems like Facebook is the only one that lets me do that. TikTok is puts you in a box, and if you go viral, you're not. If you post something outside of that viral video that's not similar to that viral video, nobody's gonna see it. So on TikTok, if I post a clip of my stand up, like we're talking maybe 1,000 people will see it. Whereas if I'm sitting in my car doing a comedic rant or whatever, millions,
Gotcha.
So Instagram's kind of like that as well. So I mean, for me, that's where my comfort zone
I feel like Instagram just tried to mimic TikTok
a little bit,
algorithm
yeah,
as much as possible.
And the reels became in that they messed with it. It does seem like what's so funny is for someone who hasn't watched Bussin With the Boys, it sounds like y'all have been able to do all of that,
right?
And have an audience there for it.
Do you try to follow the trends, or do you just post what you think is good and think your audience is going to push it?
Yeah, we more so do that. If certain trends we might hop on, but for the most part, we're always just kind of doing our own thing, and it helps us as a brand because for y'all, it's like it's an individual, like you are your brand. Where Will can like do Will things on Will's account, Taylor can do Taylor things on Taylor's account. And then we can do a whole bunch of random stuff on Bussin's account. Yeah. So really, we have 3 places to put it all.
Sure.
And it makes it easier for Bussin. And the Bussin feed moves so fast because we cover just like the sports and entertainment world. Yeah. So it's like we put out a trailer for what we just did, promoting a video, and then 5 minutes later, we put up a video from a NBA game of like a fan doing something. So it's just like it goes so fast.
And you're primarily Instagram, you feel? X? What do you are you everywhere at all times?
Yeah.
Because you're on Rumble too, right? Yeah.
every single platform
Grindr.
gets the same. Grinder, busting on the boys on Grinder.
Hey,
you
busting
go.
on the
Busting
backs.
on the boys.
Busting on the backs.
We have thought about, because Taylor's not a good reader, we're like, one day we're going to slip a Grinder ad read and see if he even notices.
That's the University of Michigan plug right there.
Yeah.
When did you know that you were onto something here? When did you know, like, oh man, this could be pretty big?
Man, honestly, like when the first year and a half, you're like so head down that you don't notice much at all. It's like I knew I was enjoying going out and doing all these things because it's experiences that as a sports fan, like I would have died for as a kid to get to go do. And then I would say like a year and a half in, that clicked with me of like, if these are things that I was dying to do, like that's our audience is dying for that exact same thing. And we're giving them as close to that experience as we can by filming it, documenting it, putting it out. And so I would say like it probably took a year and a half to 2 years for me to pick my head up, realize where we're at and like how big exactly the page had gotten. And it was just, I don't know, it was cool. Like what was the question?
No, like when did when did you know that you were on to something? When did you know that this was going to be like, oh man, I think this is going to be.
When did you look up and we're like, oh snap?
Oh shit, this is a top 10 podcast.
Yeah. Honestly, so yeah, the year and a half in is when I started to get like more and more messages of like people being like, oh wait, I didn't know you worked with Bussin. And it was like, I've been with Bussin the last year and a half, but it was just reaching all of these other just more casual sports fans. It's like, oh, now when they're scrolling and seeing ESPN post something, they might be getting that info from Bussin instead of ESPN.
And I know you're trying to get into the tennis world, right? You want to start.
What about pickleball?
Pickleball.
He doesn't like that. I busted him up, bro.
Haven't played since.
I'm
just kidding.
I put it on him.
He
Did
put
you?
it on me. He actually put it on us 2v1.
Yeah.
Oh, he did that mess to me too. Don't
Yeah.
worry. But I'm like really good, so we should go play.
My favorite thing.
But are
in the
you
world
on
is-
anything?
What?
Like, PEDs?
I'm on carbohydrates. I can't believe you let me beat you, bro. It's my favorite thing in the world is like walking onto the court and be like, yeah, we'll play with the fat guy. And I'm like, yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
In my defense, I never slept on him. I knew he was good.
He's way faster than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
pro athlete.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the girls tell me that too.
Yeah.
But pickleball. I think the exciting thing about pickleball, from a content standpoint, is all ages, all genders are into it. Mm-hmm. Tennis, for whatever reason in America, man. When I was a kid, I could name you 10 American tennis players. I don't think I can name you one active American tennis player right now,
Which is crazy.
Does Serena count? I mean,
Yeah, not at all.
I know we have Naomi Osaka, but she sucks so much as a human. I can't root for her.
Our champion, Naomi Osaka.
It's crazy, dude. And it kind of, in the 70s and 80s.
Well, I should say, I don't know her. I don't know if she sucks as a human. It's what I know from her from the media, I can't support. Let me qualify it that way.
I would
I'm sure she's
love
a
to
fine person.
speak with her agents because it seems like she does not want to do half the stuff.
She
that
doesn't
they
want to do
have her
any of
doing it.
It's like all. You know what? That's such a fair point. If she was just allowed to play tennis,
Right.
she'd probably be the happiest person in the world.
Yeah.
She wants to do none of the other stuff. That honestly comes with being a pro athlete, though. She wants all the money, and but she doesn't want to I gotta talk to the media.
Right.
Like, yeah, well, try not to fuck it up this time.
Yeah.
You have no idea who we're talking about. She has not even a clue. What's so funny is her
But I know
name's-
who Annalie Waters is.
See, now I don't know what you're talking
pickleball.
about. Is that right?
that's pickleball.
Yeah.
Ben Johns was just at Sad Man Comedy Cafe, and I wasn't there.
No
Can you believe that?
way.
Yeah, the great Ricky Cruz was messing with
Do
Ben
you,
Johns.
what's crazy is I can't think of any pickleball comedic content. It should be so. It seems like it should be so
There's like
easy.
one guy, and I forget his name, but there's one dude that does it, but that's it.
It's not
well,
funny.
you talking about he
It's
does
serious
sketches,
stuff, guys.
like he does sketches.
Serious
I
stuff.
can't think of. So I'm in a pickleball club back home, and I'm 20 years younger than the youngest person in that club,
Yeah.
and they're all coming to a show soon, and they keep asking me. But you have so much content from playing pickleball with us. I'm like, I have zero, nothing. This is
Right.
do or die out here.
Yeah, we're
for me.
locked in.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
I know.
Yeah.
It is funny. But dude, tennis, like in the 70s and 80s, it was the sport in America.
I'm not that fucking old, bro. I'm talking like 90s, 2000, dude.
I
This
know.
motherfucker's
No,
out here
no,
like,
no.
back when you were watching when Bjorn Berg. No, they
No,
had-
it was though. You're right. It
They
was.
were rock stars.
Bro, Sampras and Agassi
Yeah.
was must-see TV.
Must see.
Must-see TV, man.
But what's fascinating is the guy that was repping all of or was a part of the team that was repping all the big tennis players back then in like late 70s, all of the 80s, was David Falk, who became Michael Jordan's agent. And so he went into the basketball world saying like, hey, we need to start repping these guys.
Damn, this whole thing is just branding, bro. This whole thing is just marketing.
Bro.
Was Sampras and Agassi even good? Was this whole thing
We're
just
lied to.
USAID the whole time, dude?
We're lied to.
Yeah, dude.
But it's like the way they were marketed changed,
Yeah.
and now we don't know any of them. And that's why I'm so fascinated with it, because I know that it can come back to being popular again, and the stories just are not getting told, and there's money in tennis.
Yeah, but it's a rich kid sport. It
is, but it's shifting still. Like Tiafoe has one of the best stories on tour.
Mm-hmm.
His dad was the janitor at the club that he played at.
Yeah.
Only reason he got to play there was because his dad was the custodian.
Yeah.
And now he's top 10.
He's French, right?
Top 20. He's American.
Tiafoe's the American one. Who's the French one that sounds like Tiafoe?
French. There's
I like him. He's black dude. He always curses at the umpires.
Monfils or Arthur Fils.
I don't know. I gotta look it up.
Or maybe you're thinking of Kyrgios.
No, it's not Kyrgios. I like Kyrgios.
Kyrgios
too.
is
Yeah,
the
it's-
man.
yeah.
If I tell him how to act, no.
And Djokovic is still out there doing his thing.
Love Djokovic.
I think that's probably part of the problem with tennis too, though, is when somebody is good, they rule for 15 years.
Yeah.
You don't have any sports, any story, any movie.
Mm-hmm.
The hero is only as good as the villain,
Right.
right? Like,
Yeah, and there's
no competition.
Yeah.
There's no bird magic. There's no. I mean, that's honestly kind of been the LeBron's downfall.
Right.
It's like there wasn't any hill for him to overcome. There wasn't a bad boys Pistons. There wasn't, they play with each other now, right? And we had that with
Right.
Nadal and Federer.
Yeah.
That was epic. And then Djokovic came in and that was great. But he's outlasting them, and now there's
Right. It's
nobody.
like all the best guys on tour now. It's Alcaraz and Sinner, and when they play Djokovic, it's like such a respect thing because it's like Djokovic is 20 years older than him.
Yeah.
And they're like, Djokovic will still beat him sometimes, but they're at the end of the day, they're like, this is cool. Like, it's Djokovic.
Yeah, even
There's
with
grit.
Tiger, you had Phil nipping at his heels. Like, is
Right.
Phil gonna do it this time? Is Phil gonna do it? And and that's, I guess, what they're trying to do with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
They're trying to, but they won't go far.
I know.
They won't go far enough because she's a black woman. They just won't do it. They won't make her the villain, even though
Right.
she has all the hallmarks of a villain. She's a fucking narcissist.
Yeah.
She's like, she's big. She's physically imposing. She's actually good. She could be the villain. If they embraced the heel
And it would
babyface
blow
model,
the sport up.
blow the sport up. If she embraced being a heel, then you made Caitlin Clark the face.
You don't feel like they did that?
No, somebody tried to,
Yeah.
and it got a lot of attention, and then they immediately backed off because the black woman can't be the bad guy.
And Angel Reese kind of like initially she wanted the smoke.
Mhm.
And then it started, then like the sport did get more popular, more eyes were on it, and then she started getting criticized more, and then she kind of backed off of her.
And didn't Caitlin Clark kind of end up
Bending
putting,
the knee?
yeah.
Yes.
She didn't for a long time. She stayed very
Yeah.
neutral and
It's
and,
it would be tough to be in Caitlin Clark's shoes,
yeah.
just because that league feels a very certain type of way,
Yeah.
and she is the face of it, and these are her teammates and like peers. She doesn't want to she wants to be liked by them all.
Yeah, it's probably a very difficult.
It takes a
Yeah.
very special person who's probably not a good human being,
Yeah.
like Michael Jordan, to be like, fuck all these bitches.
Exactly.
Put my face on
I
the
want
shoe.
mine.
My body on the shoe. Like,
Well,
yeah.
I don't think I'd ever watched a women's
Yeah.
college basketball game until Caitlin Clark.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so
It's the most unmarketable product in the world, though. I mean, they have put ESPN level marketing behind the WNBA, and it's
Right.
unwatchable, which drives me out of my mind. We've talked about this before because there's this whole like patriarchy and racism thing that's involved in it. It's like, you won't watch black women, and it's like, I will watch.
no, but nobody was doing
College
what she was
softball
doing.
is incredible.
Yeah.
College volleyball is an
Volleyball is
incredible game.
amazing.
It's awesome.
It's like legit. It's a better game for television. I have no idea. Well, I do know why. It's completely and totally politically based. But basketball and soccer are the two sports in America that we have decided, or they have decided, that they are going to use as the premier tent poles for women's professional athletics, and it's nuts. It's nuts specifically because those are size and speed sports. And it's like the UFC. And I forget who said this, but I think it was Rogan who said it. And he's so right. The women fighters are incredible.
Yeah.
The women fighters are tough. They're strong. They're smart. They should have their own cards.
Right.
Because if you've ever been to a live UFC event, you can't go from 205-pound men
Right.
to 135-pound women fighting. It would be like watching NASCAR, like Rogan said, and going from a 205-mile-an-hour race to a 99-mile-an-hour go-kart race. And you're like, yeah, these guys can really drive these go-karts, but can we get the F1s back in here?
So you get some of the women that have dicks to get in there.
And then Fallon Fox, just like, whoever leaves without their skull
that's what
completely smashed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They need the league. They need the trans league.
Well, I just make it all female card.
Right.
Make it all female card.
No, it would. It would elevate them. The fans would like it a lot more.
Yeah, and again, you look at, volleyball. These women are incredible, and they play that sport at a pace.
Right.
Softball. College softball, the College World Series in softball for women is intense. It's fast.
Dude.
They absolutely blast these balls, man. They're hitting absolute mammos, bro. Yeah. It's a legit entertaining sport to watch. And I really wish that they would
sell. They sell. Like, it sells.
Yeah, people buy in.
Yeah.
And you played college softball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, why do you think college softball, professional softball never really caught on in the viewing mind? Is it and you can chime in after. Is it just come down to who puts the marketing dollars behind what?
I think just in sports in general, I think it really does come down to marketing. What's in your face? What are you hearing about? People don't hear about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of. My brother-in-law is an Olympic gold medalist, fast pitch men's USA player, and my husband played with that team as well. Nobody would know that.
Right.
Does anybody even know that there was a men's U.S. fast pitch
No idea.
Olympic team? Right.
No
he has
idea.
a gold Olympic
Gerard
gold medal.
about to be on there.
Yeah, I know, right? Sheesh. Let's go.
No, dude, you watch
medal.
watch a men's fast pitch.
Yeah,
Oof.
do they have courtesy runners like my beer league does? Or?
No,
We got a ghost runner on first.
Let's go. I need a courtesy.
They are also allowed to crow hop, so the ball is like
Just blasting
it's
in there.
insane.
God,
It's
yeah.
insane. But I think it's just, what do people know about? And
It's
is
that
there
outreach.
something interesting? Is there like some player we can
Yeah.
pick? Like with the Caitlin Clark thing, it wasn't just she was that good.
Right.
So for me, as someone who's never watched it,
Yeah.
I heard about her and then I was like, let's see what the hype's about. Put on a game, and then I watched her do the thing
This is-
everyone was saying
When
she could do.
ESPN was at its height, though, this was the beauty of ESPN. They had ESPN2. They had ESPN3.
Yeah.
And they would have these obscure sports, and like you can get into when I was a kid, they had freaking beach roller hockey on, man. It was awesome, dude.
Dude.
And maybe,
But you know what? Women don't even want to watch women's sports. So it's like,
Well, then they just pick the wrong games too. Like in college and even in basketball,
Yeah.
because I went to South Carolina. Obviously, their women's basketball program is elite, and there was a game like they were put in the WNBA on ESPN, but that's right. Asia Wilson's team was playing back in Columbia, and so it was the Aces versus whoever, and it was a sold out crowd. It's like 22,000 people.
wow.
And sold out. Columbia loves women's basketball. They didn't televise the game. They chose some random other WNBA game without like any storyline
Oh
to
my
it.
God.
And it was like, how could you miss
Yeah.
this bad?
Wow. DEI. Next question.
The answer is simple.
Yes, it's right in front of you. Yeah, I think, dude, maybe that's one of the beauties of this alternative media that you're clear. You're a pioneer of alternative media now, man. Like you're one of the guys that's at the forefront of this stuff. Maybe these are these brands, instead of going to ESPN, they should be
Right.
reaching out to guys like you.
Yeah.
And they should be saying, hey, Frank got these 15 tennis
Right.
stars. Instead of giving ESPN $20 million, give my boy JP $10 million and say, how did you curate this audience for Bussin?
Right.
What should we do with our athletes?
You got to believe it's trending that way. And I'm hoping because the PLL, they do a great job with it in lacrosse. the storytelling, the behind the scenes, like that team is incredible.
They do such a great job. I didn't know what the PLL was until you said it.
But it's like at the end of the day, you need that.
Actually, it's not true. I saw a massive, insane fight that dude got wrecked.
Wrecked.
That dude wanted all the smoke, and that was the all-time careful what you wish for clip right there. That was the fuck around and find out moment of the year.
Dude.
This dude is roughing this dude up, drops his gloves, and the dude bang, bang, and just face down. You don't ever see this in hockey. Face down, one punch, KO in front of the whole crowd.
This was hockey players?
Lacrosse.
What people don't understand about fight sports, all right, is that you see the hands, all that power comes from the legs. Hockey guys can't dig into the ground. But on lacrosse, they're on sneakers, they're on ground. So this dude thought he was going to have a hockey fight.
This is out and about just in a normal
This was indoor.
like, scenario.
Yeah,
This was indoor lacrosse.
But they were fighting each other?
Yeah, it's like
they were
hockey
supposed to
rules.
be?
Yeah. Yeah. They just dropped the gloves.
What?
You got to watch a little more ESPN.
Yeah.
Actually,
well,
don't.
no, what's
ESPN
funny
is
is
terrible,
I
dude.
sleep to it every night.
Yeah.
My husband has it on 24/7. I'm just oblivious to what they're talking
And
about.
I know you got to wrap up here soon. Forgive me for us running long. Thank you so much for your time here, man. Were you with Barstool with that 24-hour ESPN deal? Were you there when that happened?
No, that wasn't me. But we hear all the stories. With
What
Big
are
Cat and
what
PFT.
happened there, man?
They know the details of it better than me. But I know everybody's happy that where it went.
Yeah.
Because Big Cat and PFT, like Dave was trying to tell them, like, hey, for what you guys want to do, I don't think this is the right idea. Like ESPN, they're trying to sort of save face a little bit and get back into this culture, but they're not going to let you be you.
Yeah.
And
Although it didn't work, but Pat McAfee basically did exactly what they were looking to do.
Exactly.
He's the biggest thing on ESPN. He's the only reason to watch.
all
Yeah, I
it
know who
took was
that is.
time.
He's a hilarious stand-up comic, actually.
Oh, really?
Hilarious.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's genuinely one of the most entertaining people on planet Earth.
Dude, he's
it
incredible.
just seems like he's chilling,
Yeah.
having a good time with friends.
Part of the program.
the program. And
Part of-
he laid the blueprint for it all, like for all the stuff we do. And because you look at his crew, it's like we're trying to create that same thing. Will and Taylor don't want to do a live show because you got to have Pat McAfee energy to be able to
Sure.
pull off what he's pulled off.
Yeah.
But it's that same blueprint. Like it's out there. It's clearly the most successful blueprint. And I don't know why these big executives like don't buy into it.
So talk to you 10 years ago that's watching this and wants to be in the content space, that wants to create content, be one of the greatest things about this moment in the content creation ecosphere is that it's easier than ever to create and distribute your content. If you have a vision, if you have a voice, it's easy. Pull out your phone, record something, post it. Congratulations, you're published. Now go do it professionally. How do you make money doing it? How do you become good at it? How do you find your niche? What advice would you give to you 10 years ago?
Don't go to college.
That's interesting.
Yeah, for me personally, like it just didn't. The broadcast journalism program at South Carolina was directed towards building you to be a local news like anchor.
That's what I was doing too.
Right. And it's like, and when we're in school, podcasting is just kind of starting to get rolling. But more importantly, like creative media was getting rolling. So like all these epic highlight videos that get shot now, those were just becoming big in athletic departments. Like they hired an associate athletic director of creative media and then my junior year. And so it was too late for me to even get involved with it. But I could clearly see like, oh, dang, this guy is getting to just go to practice and games and film and make a highlight reel and he's getting paid $150,000 to go do it. I need to learn how to edit. So 10 years ago, it's like I would tell myself, make the investment, buy a camera, learn how to edit.
Don't think you're going to make $150,000, guys. AI has decided that you're not worth that.
Right. But still, it's just such a valuable skill that everybody does need.
Yeah.
And from there, I would find an athlete local to you somewhere and just hop on board with them, whatever they're doing, make their highlight reels, try to convince them to start a show, whatever it may be, but just to get your foot in the door of that like bigger pond because the world is so connected.
Put in the work, man.
Put in the work.
Put yourself through it. And if there's somebody that's willing to you're so right. If there's somebody that's willing to let you learn
Exactly.
on them, you know what I mean? And then whatever mistakes you make, especially if you're not charging a lot, if you're charging anything,
Right.
you can be like, oh, I'm sorry, and they can't really get mad at you. You're doing it for nothing,
Dude.
But then when you that will be the stepping stone you need to get to that next level.
And like showing respect to everybody along the way, I found is the number one most important thing. Like as cliche as it is, but my whole like bussin' web, it started spinning in Tampa when I was like working at IMG and then leaving IMG. The first guy I worked with was Matt Jones, who was a running back for Florida. Then he went to go play for the Redskins. So I have a great relationship with Matt. Awesome contact list. I go over to Boca, start getting in at the gym there. I meet Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler lives here in Nashville. He's friends with Will and Taylor. I hop on the interview. It's like, oh, wait, Matt Jones played football with Will in Washington. Michael Chandler is boys with Will and Taylor. So now I'm dropping their names like, hey, you guys could call Matt up right now. Like you can call Mike Chandler up and just keeping that relationship over. Even though I haven't seen Matt in 5 years, I'll still hit him a text. And it's just like the world is so much more connected than you think.
Your network is your net worth.
Come on.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
So what's next for you and Bussin' With the Boys, and where can people find you?
People can find me at JPHovey34, Instagram, Twitter.
Wait, it's Hovey?
All of it. Yeah.
This whole time you've been letting me say Hovey?
I let everybody
For
say
how many
Hovey.
years have I? Why didn't you let me? At one point, you could have just been like Gerard. It's Hovey.
Dude, everybody says Hovey. That sometimes when they say it first off, I don't even notice. I just let it roll. But yeah, find me there. And then something I am excited about, I have started a page called Make It to Midnight, which is just like going to be short form content where I'll be posting a bunch of clips, and then on YouTube and stuff, like a 5 to 15 minute thing where I'm just posting like different inspirational quotes or stories that I hear and sharing it, and then asking other people to send me a video of them saying their favorite quote, and just trying to weave a web that shows everybody like the world's more connected.
Well, that'll be a great way to finish this episode. Let's all three of us give our favorite inspirational quotes.
gosh.
Do you have one, or do you need a minute? Do you need a minute?
Oh man, I'm like.
She's written 3 books. She's written,
You got it.
so
Like, I
she's
feel like I
she's
put
gonna
all
quote
of it.
herself.
Yeah, which is the goal. One day
Yeah, right?
for myself.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott, Gerard Michaels. What do you got? What's your number one there, JP? You have one? I'll start. I got
Yeah,
one
you
that I
start us
love. I
off.
love more than anything else. The miracle you're waiting for is in the work you're not doing.
Dude, you posted that today.
That's my favorite one.
love that.
The miracle you're working for is in the work you're not doing. The
love
miracle
that.
you're waiting for is in the work you're not doing. That's my favorite quote right there.
I got nothing.
Beat that.
My brain is
a
like
ton.
blank.
Something I feel like kind of I use as my North Star is the and there by the grace of God go I, where like anytime I see somebody who's worse off than me, I know that could be me in one car accident, one brain aneurysm, whatever it is. It's just like I feel like if I keep that in the forefront of my mind, I have a lot better perspective on the things that I'm going through. And like in the blink of an eye, my life could change and I could easily be in that situation. So that's one of mine.
Oh, okay. So that kind of reminds me. My favorite verse is God works for the good through all things for those called according to his purpose. And that is the verse that set me off on my first tour, my books, everything was coming out of the worst experience of your life and finding purpose in it.
Yeah.
And the kind of purpose that can do good for others, not just for yourself.
And it was one more time.
God works for the good through all things for those called according to his purpose.
And I like give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So give unto me a follow and
Yeah.
subscribe, and make sure you follow JP Hovey.
Come on.
And the great Carol Ann Miljevic. She's got billions of followers. Follow us. We need the help. She
Yeah.
can go from her page to our page.
Whatever, man. I'm about to follow you, and I'm about to watch some Bussin' With the Boys
Come
or listen
on.
to
Oh,
it.
she'd be an incredible guest.
Yeah.
She got millions of followers. She'd be an incredible guest. If you guys ever want to get into the mom space, you got a Mother's Day episode,
Oh,
dude.
We need an
snap.
ally.
Mother's
too.
Day
Yeah.
episode. Absolutely, guys.
Well, I got kids.
I'm Gerard Michaels. Thank you so much.
Everyone's a